to the channel. Thank you for tuning in. We're going to look today in Thinkorswim and how to set trail stop orders. If you find anything in this video helpful, please like and subscribe for more future content on Thinkorswim as well as supply and demand trading. Also, I'll have a link below if you would like to sign up for a Webull account, which is a good starter account, great for trading, preferably stocks, options. It's not as good as Thinkorswim, but you can get up to 4 free stocks if you sign up and deposit $100. Link will be in the description below. So if you're interested in that, doesn't hurt to get some free stocks. I got Snap, one of my free stocks, at $12. Now it's up over $50, so that was a great return on a free stock. So you can get that as well, potential and other great stocks as well. So we will jump into the video right now. So we're going to look at trail stop orders, and those are another great way to help lock in profits, different than your typical stop order. So your stop order will be your typical set at a certain price. So if you're trading stock, you want to have your stop at $2 below what you paid for it, or options at 50% or any other value below that. And if the stock or option goes up 100%, it's never going to sell it, and then it comes back down. It's never going to sell until it would hit that stop that you had at 50% loss. So it's not a way to secure your gains as the stock moves up with a trail stop order. As the stock or the option moves up, then the stop order moves up along with it. So if you have a, whatever, say a dollar stop in place, trail stop, and your option or stock goes up $1, now if it came back, the worst case you're going to be is at break even. Or if it goes up however much and then comes back down, your stop will move as the stock or option goes up. But if it comes back down, it'll stay locked in at that price. So it can lock in gains or minimize your loss that you would have on your option or your stock position. So it's a great order to do. It's just one that you need to have a set parameter that you're comfortable with on how you want it to do, because it could stop you out sooner than you would want to. So you need to make sure you have a wide enough trail stop in place that you don't get stopped out on a small pullback that then could turn around and cause you to lose additional money that you could have made if the stock pulls back 15 cents and then it stops you out, and then it turns around and runs for another $2 the rest of the day. You don't want to get stopped out. So you got to make sure you mitigate that risk and try to set your stop at something you feel comfortable with, but something that'll give you some leeway on what you're doing. So we'll look at the different sell type orders. So you have your typical stop order that you put your set price that you want, and it'll trigger a market order at that price or better. So you're going to get filled. You may not get filled at with the price you want. It may be 2 cents below. It may be 20 cents below. It's whatever the next order can get you filled at. Your stop limit will, once it hits your limit price, your stop price, it'll try to fill you at a limit order at whatever you say. So if your stop is at $1 and your limit is at $1, then it's only going to sell you at $1. If it drops below $1 and no one's buying at $1 and now it's 95 cents, then it's never going to get filled, and you could be losing, and it could drop to 80 cents, 76, 60 cents, or go down to 0 and you never get filled. Where if you had a market order in just a regular stop, you could have gotten filled at it could have fallen and missed $1 but hit at 98 or 95, and you would have gotten filled and got out there. So with the trail stop order, you place the stop and it follows the option as it goes up in value. It'll follow the price, and then if it pulls back the stop stays the same. So if your option runs, you buy it at $1, it runs and your stop is 20 cents. So your stop's at 80 cents and the option runs to $1.20, then now your stop has moved up to $1. So now if it pulls back to $1.05, your stop is still at $1. And then if it then goes from there back up to $1.30, now your stop's at $1.10. So then if it pulls back and it hits $1.10, then it's going to trigger a market order to sell at whatever the best price it can get. So it could likely be $1.10 if it's a liquid stock. It may be $1.09, 8, 7, 6. It just depends on what the next option can get filled at and how liquid the stock is. With the trail stop limit order, it does follows the same principle, except instead of having it as a market order, you have it in as a limit order. So that causes it to, if it pulls back, it's only going to sell at a specific price that you put in. So it could cause you to get filled at a better price, but it also, you're ensuring the price that you want to get filled at, but you could also run into issues where it doesn't get filled like you do on the stop limit order. So you just have to understand your risk, and I'll show a way that you can mitigate it with a trail stop limit order. But in either circumstance, it's always better if you want to make sure on your stop you get out, then you set it as a stop or just a plain trail stop. So it's going to do a market order at whatever it can get filled at if it hits your price that you put in there. So we will go now look at Thinkorswim and look at an option, for example. So the only current options that I have open are for Vail here. So I have 2 options for next week and 1 extended out there. So we'll look at this one that has multiple contracts. So if you just click on the order, go to your create closing order like you typically would. So we want to sell these. So then here it brings up your typical limit order that you want to sell it at. So you would go to this order type here, drop it down. Here's your stop. So you can put that at whatever price you want to sell it at, 15 cents. If it hits 15 cents, it's going to sell it at market at whatever it can get. If you do a stop limit, then your stop is at 15 cents. Now it's what's your limit price. So you're going to try to sell it at 15 cents. If you're going to do it, I'd recommend putting it a little bit lower. So it's going to fill it at this price or better. So if it hits 15 cents, it's going to try to sell it for 13 cents or better. So if people are buying it at 15 cents, it'll fill it at 15 cents. If not, it'll try at 14 and then at 13. If it drops below that, then it's not going to fill. And then if we look here at trail stop, so here you can put it in based on a dollar amount. So this is looking at 10 cents off. I would recommend using probably the mark if you have a liquid stock. So it's going to use the in between the bid and the ask price as your price, or you could go with the bid price or the ask price or the last price, so whatever it last traded at. You can set that as either way. Probably for options, I probably wouldn't put it for the mark because that's going to be in between your bid and ask on your option. So if we look at this option, for example, this one here, it's only a penny wide spread between the bid and the ask. So it would try to fill you at like, if we were down at 10, probably between 10 and 9 cents. So that wouldn't be too bad. But if you're in something like Tesla or something that has a larger spread, some of those can be $20, $30, $40, $50 spread. It's gonna, if you do the mark price, it's gonna be the mid price between the two. It defaults to the bid price, which is the sell price, so it's whatever it's selling at. So that'll get you filled immediately. You can also do the last price, so that was the last price that was purchased at. So that could be a good option to look for. So this is what your trigger order is going to be at. So I would probably look at doing the last. That was the last option that traded. If you have something that's liquid, then it'll base off that price whenever that price hits your limit order. So you got to just think here on, if you do the bid price, then that's going to be your most one to get filled, but it's most likely going to be the one that could get triggered, because as it's dropping, this bid price is just going to keep falling, but it could get triggered easier. So just got to figure here on what you want to set it at. Not sure what this ax bid is. That may be similar to the mark price. But yeah, I would you probably use the bid price, or the last price, or the mark price would probably be the ones. It defaults to the bid price. So you can do that there, and then you can change it to percent. So if you want it to be whatever percent wise, a 20% loss, you can set it at 20%, or you can do dollar here, and you can change your stop. So say we put it at 7 cents. Then if you did confirm this, then it's going to tell you here that you have to sell 2 contracts at a trail stop of 7 cents minus the mark price to close it. So it's telling you the max profit would be $45, which you would have more than that. So you had more than that to be your done as your what you could get on that. But let's look. So then from there, you could also do as a trail stop limit. So it does the same thing. You're putting in your trail stop, and then your price is going to look off of the your manual. So I think that's manual. So that's what price you want to put in, which I wouldn't recommend. That one would be beneficial to do the last. And then I would put something like minus, this one's only 20 cents. So if you're putting at 10 cents, you probably want to put something like minus 1 or 2 cents. So this is going to look at the last price that was traded minus a penny, and it'll try to fill you at that. So you could do that way. So that's the difference between the trail stop and the trail stop limit price. They're good. You can also set them up in Active Trader. We pull up here. Oops. So if we look here within, actually we'll use this other one. It's easier to see on the smaller screen. So let's try to get, let me find, so if here, for our example, in our veil example, close this up to make this a little bigger. You can do up here by creating your templates. So you can do with an OCO. So that'll be putting in your, actually you want to do with bracket. So that gives you can put in your trigger price. So say you want to do at plus, technically you could even put a trail stop. Well, no, you'd have your limit order. So say you want to put it in at 100% profit, and then your stop at a, we'll say 50% loss, but we don't want it just to be a stop. We want to change it here to a trail stop. So it will then follow the price. Let's close up this level 2 so you can see it better. So here, if you were to buy this and buy a new one, you could then see it's going to trigger a stop. We can just put this in. So I don't know why that's not pulling up, and it dropped it off. I wonder if there's something going on with the servers, but here you can set your order. So we'll just use this one for example. So it's just a plain $50, 50% up, $50 down. It'll show your orders in here. Oh, that's probably why. So if we want this to be our trail stop, then you can put that in there. I'm not sure why it's rejecting it, but you can see it on the graph. It's showing your orders in here. This one I'd created, so it's going to sell one at a 50. So if you have two contracts, it's going to sell one at a $50 limit with a 5% trail stop, another at 100% limit with a 10% trail stop. So you can play around with any type of different order types. And then if you change anything, so say we bump this up, now you can hit this little save button and you can save it as a template. So then whenever you're going in to buy something, you can go here to your templates and then just place your order in there, and it'll put your stop and your limit order in all at the same time for your profit and your loss, all while buying. You can also do that in an option as well. If you right click on it, okay, well, we're here on SPY, but if you right click on it, you can buy custom, and you can buy with OCO bracket. So now you're going to buy it at this price, and then you can set your limit, and you can set your trail stop or trail stop limit. You can set it all right here within the window. When you buy it, you can buy it and sell it, your profit or your loss, all in one transaction, and not have to worry about doing anything later. So you have your traditional way or through Active Trader that you can do that. So that will be it for this video. If you have any questions, please comment below, and I will be happy to get with you and try to help you out. So thank you, and have a good one.